Hello and welcome to this episode of Eagle's Eye. I'm your host, Nick Olquin. Thanks for tuning in. I'm joined by the head coach of the Ashland University swim and dive team, Hueston Holder, to talk about the season as a whole and also some information outside the realm of competition. Hueston, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for inviting me, Nick.
First off, Coach, how do you think the season went for your Eagles?
All in all, a success. Every season's a learning opportunity, and this is one we definitely learned from. We've progressed as a team, not only in the water, but out of the water, and so with that, definitely a success.
I'm going to focus on one athlete. You had a standout athlete this year, a diver, Riley Hunt, who scored in nationals, the first woman since 2016 to score. Can you tell us about the meet as a whole, but also the work that Hunt puts in?
Yeah, Riley is a special student athlete. She excels on the boards and in the classrooms. She puts in incredible amounts of work. I'm not going to pretend like I know diving. Thank goodness for Coach Morgan, our specific dive coach. But I know Riley works endlessly in and out of the water. And she did incredible at the meet. Watching her score some points for us at the national level, that's the direction we want to move in as a whole, and she's leading that charge.
You also won Coach of the Meet at GMAC Conference. Can you tell us how that award means to you?
Yeah, that was very surreal. It still gives me goosebumps when I think about it, and I get the award, but it's thanks to the people in the water. It's really the swimmers and the divers that earn that award. I just say I'm the pretty face that got to accept it. But that's only the beginning.
Going outside the realm of competition, during the Ashland University Day of Giving, the team did a 36-hour swim-a-thon. Can you explain to us what that is? Yeah,
so it's something that we started last year. It was officially the second annual one this year. And there's a couple ideas in mind when we do the Swim-A-Thon. One, it's a great fundraiser for the team. We're raising money throughout those 36 hours. All those funds go directly towards the team, whether it's for equipment, whether it's for travel, whether it's for fun. Second thing we do during that is rebuild relationships with family, friends, alumni of the program. We invite people to come join in, whether they're swimming for us during the swim-a-thon or they're on deck just hanging out and chatting. And the third reason we do it is to build outside relationships. We had some key sponsors this year, and we're looking to grow that. So this is just a great opportunity for the team as a whole, and I'd love to see it grow more and more each year.
One way to grow is that you guys introduced a giveaway. Can you explain what that was this year?
Yeah, that's right. And firsthand what went into it exactly. Those who donated got to put in a guess for a certain number of swimmers, and whoever guessed the closest amount of laps got a little prize. And so that was awesome seeing the wide variety of guesses. Some people were so far off, my mom included, which is a little disappointing. Shout out, Mom. But no, that was just another great way to reconnect with the donors. And, I thought that was so clever. And the more we can grow off ideas like that, the better.
Speaking of connections, you guys had special guests swimming, your wife included. But one standout was four-time All-American Brian Parsons. What does it mean for alumni like that to come back and participate in this event?
Yeah. You mentioned my wife. I wouldn't really call it swimming, but she was in the water for 20 minutes. But Brian was an awesome sport, not only while he was here, but still as an alumni. He stays connected. He stays in touch. He's local. And he's done great things for the program when he was here and after he graduated. So building those connections with the alumni is something that's near and dear to me since I'm one of them. Always staying in touch, keeping them in the loop. I know I missed that a little bit when I was out of the loop, and just whether it's an email, whether it's a call, whether it's being there on deck, that's so exciting. And during Brian's swim, I was able to reach out to other alumni, and it just kind of spiderwebs from there. So I think that's fantastic. And again, it's just another great opportunity for us.
Real quick, I want to know, who do you want to see swim next year in this event?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I'd really like to see, the more alumni, the better, but I'd really like to see some higher ups within the university get in the water for us. President Petey was on deck for a moment, and he talked with us and he supported us, and that was great seeing him. Suit and all, it's a little hot on the deck, so he was a great sport about it. But Al King, he's always out on the streets running. There's no reason why he can't float in the pool for a little bit. But yeah, we'd just love to see more and more people get involved.
Moving more into a community aspect, you have a wonderful athlete in Aiden Mason who helps lead in community work with the team. He was actually nominated for the All-State NACDA Good Works team. Can you talk about the work he does with volunteering and what the team does with volunteering work as a whole?
Yes, this is definitely near and dear to my heart because swimming isn't a priority in my mind when it comes to guiding student athletes. What you do in the classroom is important, what you do in the water is fantastic, but what you do outside is so vital to growing as a man or a woman. Aiden Mason has really spearheaded this campaign. I'd have to double check. I know we're over 600 hours of community service in. I think we're closing in on 700 hours just for the school year. And it's just incredible seeing everyone step up, whether they're volunteering at the local church or the local dog shelter and everything in between. What they're doing, that impact, it's going to go a lot further in life than what they do in the water. Again, it's just something I want to nourish and grow as much as possible.
You talked about leaving an impact on the community. Something we're starting to do on the swim team is go to Ashland YMCA and be coaches. What does that mean to volunteer and give back to the sport?
Yeah, that's something I did when I was here. And that's something that almost kind of clicked in the back of my mind that it's like, hey, this coaching thing's kind of cool. Maybe I can get involved and help progress other people and help others grow. And so, I kind of took a larger step now that I'm in the actual head coaching role, but this is an opportunity for you guys to kind of get that feeling too, giving back to individuals and seeing that pay off dividends is something really special, and I'm so excited that you guys get to share that with one another.
Before we go, a little full circle moment. You were one of the first hosts of Early Bird's Word. How do you feel of today's show compared to was when you were here? Everything
within the JDM department as a whole is incredible. How much it's come since I was here. That's over 10 years ago now, but whether it's the AUTV area, whether it's the WRDL space, everything is amazing. And I love seeing that. I've been on air a little bit with the Early Birds Word, and I love seeing what they've molded that into, and I think that's really special. I was just a guy on air. I didn't know what I was doing, and seeing you guys be such professionals, it impresses me, and it makes me so happy to see what the department has become. And I want to support you guys fully, and I think it's just incredible.
Thank you, Hueston, for spending your time chatting with us today.
Thank you, Nick.
That is it for this episode of Eagle's Eye. Make sure to follow us across all social media at AUTV Ashland. Until next time, I'm Nick Olquin. Thank you for watching.